and the boot planted firmly on her back from the moment they departed the village until they crossed the stone bridge over the river Main, thinned by drought, stopping finally before the guard tower, by whose door stood Vogel, the examiner to whom Gerda had denounced Anna days before, while they walked between the town hall and the market square toward the Marienkapelle. Though Gerda will pretend to know nothing about what happened to her neighbor when Klaus knocks on her door and asks. Will say she has not left home all day on account of her gout. Poor Klaus, who will wander from hut to hut asking after his wife without receiving an answer, without anything but prevarications and looks of compassion, of mockery, of vengeance sated because I accused her, because one afternoon when Gerda was returning from the Palter, she found her husband leaning over the fence, observing the outsider, with a glint that had never enlivened his eyes when he looked at Gerda, not even when she was younger and not so thick around the middle and had more teeth. I accused her. I walked all the way to Würzburg, all the way to the tower in whose shadows they locked up the prisoner, dragged her through several doors and up a stairway that ascended in a spiral to the heat of a filthy dungeon, where the air was barely breathable, to a small cell, where the men threw her face down after tearing off her hood, but not her handcuffs, leaving her unable to break her fall with her hands, to soften her blow against the bare stone, a blow that freed her momentarily from her prayers and fears, from her efforts to understand, to breathe, from her hope of opening her eyes and finding herself back home, because this must be a dream. The idea arose suddenly, in some corner of her mind, as if the thought did not belong to her, as if someone had murmured it in her ear, and after weighing it briefly she had accepted it as the most plausible. Yes, it was just a dream. She was still at home and had drifted off to sleep. Klaus would be here at any moment, would touch her shoulder and chide her for nodding off before preparing dinner. Then they would eat some hastily prepared gruel, would go to bed, and inevitably she would fall headlong into the same dream. I will be in this dark, stifling cell once more. Never again will I sleep in peace. Never again will I want to dream, and the intrusion of that thought made her break into laughter, not knowing why she could not contain it, and she cackled until the pain made her double over, making her captors lose their composure, exchange glances, cross themselves hastily, and run out of the cell in the direction of the examiner, that enormous ogre with whom Gerda had been granted an interview the week before, when she arrived in the city thirsting for vengeance, a vengeance that will find solace in Klaus's moving hither and thither among the village in search of his wife, in the closed doors that will not open to him despite his loud knocks.